Hi, I'm Claudia St. I am the founder and the CEO of the Workplace Advisors. We are your advisors for all things workplace related. I had a client call me and ask that I speak with his CFO. The CFO was struggling, having a challenge working with an accounting person, and she had had enough. And I think she was probably going to my client out of frustration. And he turned to me and said, "Fix this, would you please?" So I had an opportunity to talk with the CFO. And what I found didn't surprise me at all. The CFO was very frustrated because the person that they had hired seemed to have the skills, seemed to be experienced, but was still having a hard time satisfying the expectations, was having a hard time understanding the accounting system, understanding the processes. And so the CFO was getting frustrated, and as a result, the new hire, who had all the skill sets necessary, was beginning to seem disengaged, defensive, and they were worried she was going to leave. So I was hired to have a conversation with the CFO. And what that conversation revealed was something that I, again, was not very surprised by. In all the conversations I had with her, she was expressing how she was frustrated, how she was feeling like this person didn't want to listen to her anymore, how the CFO was feeling undermined and not respected, and how the CFO was feeling defensive and frustrated and, I would say, somewhat angry. And I asked her one question. I said, "Well, how do you think your new accountant feels?" And she paused and asked me more. And I said, "Well, it sounds like this new accountant is experienced and should be better, should be getting better, should be doing better, and isn't." I said, "Do you suspect that maybe she's struggling?" And the CFO stopped and thought, I don't know. I haven't asked. And this is the opportunity to remind people about the role of empathy and about the role of active listening. I think if the CFO had recognized that the accounting person was struggling and wanted to check in and see how the new position was going and how that was working, if they had an opportunity not to be stuck in their own perspectives, but to stop and imagine that this might be hard for the new hire, and imagine that this might be isolating for the new hire and frustrating for the new hire, well, that might create an opportunity to have some conversations. That might create an opportunity to be, providing some positive feedback, asking how that person can have some more support. All we want as human beings is to be seen and to be heard. And when you're in a position where you don't feel comfortable being seen or heard, or you're screaming to be seen and heard and still are not, these create opportunities for relationships to become damaged and broken, for trust to become damaged and broken, and for employees to decide to move on. Because we know that people don't quit their jobs, they quit their supervisors and managers. Just by suggesting this to the CFO, she stopped, she thought about it. She said, "You know what? On Monday, I'm going to sit down with her and I'm going to have a conversation, and I'm going to see what we can do to create a different dynamic." And she did. And from all accounts, they are working well. They are successful. All it took was a simple reminder. I wonder what they're thinking. Let's think empathetically. What might their story look like? What might their reality look like? And if we ask and we do some active listening, some probing questions, and we let that employee feel seen and heard, usually that's all it takes to turn a relationship around. So I hope this is a good reminder for you. It certainly was a good reminder for me. And we are always here to help you with these type of workplace challenges. Check us out at theworkplaceadvisors.com. This type of support was able to be delivered under our HR support plan, which is $189 a month. And so for this, we're able to be those advisors for all the challenges, big and small. So let us be that for you. I hope this helps, and I hope that you have a safe and a productive work week. Take care.